Hello, folks, and welcome to CrossFit Krypton for the first ever CrossFit Krypton, the Open Update Show. My name is Robbie Vogler, the host of the Big Red Express, joined by Georgie Brain and Andy Kraft. Guys, 17.1 burpee box jump overs and dumbbell snatches. Andy, tell us your thoughts about 17.1.
Well, to me, 17.1 with all the dumbbell snatches and then the burpee box jumps was definitely for 20 with a 20-minute time cap was a burner. So it was basically, could you trudge through it? Those that could make it through that time frame, and in order to get a good time, you had to go. You had to take less rest, and obviously you had to get right from the dumbbells to the burpees. And really, I think most of the time was made on the burpees and how you transition through those burpees. At least that's what I thought.
A lot to do with the transitions, a lot to do with the pacing of this workout. Georgie, we had a lot of people here at CrossFit Krypton. We are right here in the front room of CrossFit Krypton. We had a lot of people from Krypton actually do the workout, sign up for the Open. Give us a little stats on how CrossFit Krypton was represented in the 2017 Open.
Sure, absolutely. We were very well represented this year. Last year, I think we topped out at about 90 members in the Open. This year, we reached 106 of our members signed up. And even more amazing than that, 88 of them completed it, RX.
Wow.
42 finished within the time cap. And then we had 31 of those were competing in their first ever Open, and 23 doing it RX, and 12 of those finishing. So I thought we had a great showing as far as our gym and what they can do.
Definitely. One of the coolest things about the Open is just getting the community. And CrossFit Krypton does it every Friday night. They have Friday night lights. A lot of teams and a lot of, areas and gyms across just the entire area and across the entire world have established and kind of made that their own. Talk to us about, I was here for Friday Night Lights this past Friday. Talk to us about your experiences for Friday Night Lights and how being here at Krypton makes it a little bit different.
To me, it's crazy. It's just very crazy because you come into it and there's a lot of anticipation because of the workout. Generally, it's really going to be hard. So you're sweating that. And then you got everybody who's already done it telling you, oh, don't worry, or here's what you need to do.
Right.
So everybody's giving you their opinion on how you should do it. You're already nervous about doing it. Everybody's watching. It's just it's an incredible environment for that. But to me, for us amateurs, it's pretty nerve-wracking, actually.
It is. I think there's a ton of that nervous anxiety, and everybody feels it. Even though your first Open, your fifth Open, you've done it before, you still get that way. Even though you're not going to regionals, you're not contending. You just want to get out there and you want to do the best you can, and it builds up until you just that first 10, 15 seconds into the workout, and then you forget about it and you're just doing another workout.
Right, but your score is also there for
everybody.
It's forever. It's going to be on the website. It's going to be down. It's something you're always shooting for. You're always trying to want to get better. So your score is important. It's important for everybody. That's why you're kind of doing it, right?
Right, exactly. And I think it really just shows kind of where you've been, how much you've progressed, whether it's you've gotten fitter or maybe even a little bit less fit over the last year. And we haven't seen it yet, obviously, it just being 1 week old. But they always like to throw those repeat workouts in there, and that's kind of the real true test of seeing how you've improved from year to year. But, Georgie, we had a lot of great performances. We had some of the top men and some of the top women scores throughout the gym. Talk to us a little bit about the top men and the top women scoring from CrossFit Krypton.
Well, obviously we have a handful of regional competitors here, so they're gonna top our list. And I like to think of myself as pretty smart. I picked the winner of this week's workout.
Okay.
I went with Dane over Ben.
Okay.
And I chose correctly.
Wow. It's a bold choice.
Yeah,
but
he came in third in the region with a time of 10:42.
Wow.
Shaved a little bit off because he did a redo.
Yeah.
But it was pretty stellar performance. He didn't really stop at all.
Right. Now let's talk about the non-regional athletes, and nothing against them. We here at CrossFit Krypton, we breed superheroes. We have a good standing, a good fortune to produce a lot of people from the regionals and the games moving forward. Let's talk about just the everyday members that show up maybe once a day, work out. How'd they do?
Well, there's a few names that I wrote down that I think were really surprising. I knew these guys had engines and I knew they could move, but to be up at the top of the leaderboard like he was, I was really shocked and surprised that
Yeah.
Charlie put up a really good score, 11:21. He actually besting 3 other regional competitors in our gym and other ones out there. So it was a really impressive performance.
Me personally, I was not shocked at all by Charlie's
No?
score. I thought that kind of workout was exactly the kind of workout that he crushes.
I agree. I think when I saw the workout was announced, and I think I was here Friday morning, I was like, you know what? Charlie's going to kill this workout. If you've ever seen him work out, and obviously people are here all the time. They're surrounded by him. But, he's a quiet guy. You would never, unless you go up to him and talk to him, he is one of the quietest but one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But he goes out there, he works his butt off. He's a guy that had never run a half marathon, last year, ran the Shamrock half marathon in like less than 3 hours, like some ridiculous time by just doing CrossFit. He's got an engine, he's got a motor, no surprise here.
Okay, all right, well, touche. Another one. This is a younger athlete of ours, a newer member who's been here less than a year. So it's his first Open, and he's signed up in the 14 to 15-year-old division.
Yeah.
His Braden Mueller.
Okay.
14:21, and that puts him in the top 100 for worldwide for the teen division.
That's awesome.
So he's really excited, and it's exciting to see brand new members to CrossFit get into it and realize, oh, wait, I did what? Like
Right.
I have potential here, and
Definitely.
so he's excited to get through the Open and hopefully even do the next step for them, which is the first year that they're doing a qualifier for the teens. So hopefully
Definitely.
stay in that top 200 and do another 4 workouts.
How about those 13-year-old members?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
like you were saying, Andy. I mean, the teen division, the Masters division. We'll talk about the Masters here in just a bit. But the teen division, CrossFit Krypton, they do CrossFit Kids, and things like that. But the teen division has become a staple of the CrossFit Games. Talk to us about an athlete, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, who isn't quite eligible for the 14 to 15-year-old. And we'll go to Andy for this. That isn't quite eligible for the 14 to 15-year-olds, but he is the future of this sport.
Well, he definitely has future at CrossFit Krypton. That's Christian Jordan. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, he did great. He finished it within the time cap. He's a little guy for 13 years old, but yet he had to still use, I believe, a 35 pound, and he did a full. Was it a 20 or a 24? I think he did 24.
Yeah, I think it was 24.
Yeah.
So he did a 24 burpee box jump. He did 35-pound weight, and he finished it under the time. He's probably half. The weight's probably half of his.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right, I'm sure at 13 he's putting up a better time than a lot of the 14, 15-year-olds competing in that division right now.
And it almost makes you wonder if eventually maybe they'll extend that 14 to 13-year-olds. Obviously you want to be super careful about how young you go with the athletes and, what age you want to start them in the sport and start them getting competitive in the sport. But if you're seeing, someone like Christian put up a time that could beat some of the top athletes and he's finishing this workout, no problem. It begs to differ, and it's going to make you watch out for him next year when he is eligible to qualify.
Still watching him this year because I'm excited to see what else he's going to do because he can do butterfly pull-ups, he can do bar muscle-ups, so he's not just he doesn't know how to just power through workouts, but he has a lot of the skills that some teens probably still don't even have.
Yep.
So
Georgie, weren't you telling us about somebody who just barely made the age cut and they had to move up? They were a teenager and they had to move up to the
to the Open or
in the Open. It was Cade Arrowwood, I think.
Well, he had to. He ages up in the middle of the games, I believe, right before the game, so he had to step up into the 16, 17-year-old division. He completed at RX with a 50-pound dumbbell.
Wow.
He weighs 127 pounds.
Holy moly.
So he was happy to...
We also have those type of...
Yeah. He was happy to just be able to do that weight and get some reps in.
Right.
And do it RX, yeah.
Now, each week we're going to have a special, kind of the Spirit of the Games award, a Spirit of the Week. Every week they're going to get a prize. This week it's going to be a gift certificate from Burrito Perdido that athlete will get. It can be a scaled athlete. It can be a RX athlete. It can be a teen athlete. It doesn't really matter. If you do the workout, if you signed up for the Open, if you, worked hard and showed up and did the workout, you qualify for this award. And it's just kind of the award to kind of go above and beyond your efforts. Georgie, you're going to have to pick this week. But I think we, in the next weeks, we may have a box that we put at the beginning of Krypton and let the members of Krypton pick their spirit athlete of the week. I think that'd be kind of a cool little thing to do.
I love that idea.
I definitely think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But can I put out a shout out before you do that?
Of course you
Is
can.
that what you're going to do next, Robbie?
Andy, go ahead. It's all you.
I wanted to put a shout out to my kind of the spirit of the week, actually spirit of the open people, and that's to the badass moms out there in Krypton.
Yeah.
The moms who, a majority of which work full-time job, raise kids, and run a family, and then they're still doing the open. To me, those ladies deserve a special B, what we call in the Navy a Bravo Zulu. And I want to mention a few. I apologize if I don't list everybody, but there's members like Stephanie Hazelwood, Jody Williams, Diana Jordan, Marsha Collins, Nikki O'Leary, Jackie Johnston, Lindsay Ambush, April Elise, Christina Galbraith. All those moms are just out there. They're doing it. They're kicking butt, and they're raising families and raising kids, and that's pretty special. It takes a lot to do that. And then we have one member in particular who I think is crazy how she does it, and that's Lindsay Jacoby.
Yeah.
She's raising 3 kids. She's running farm, and she's posting a time of 12:07. Give me a break.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that is unbelievable, and go out and raise a family and try to keep that kind of routine going with homework and everything else that's going on and still come out here and post a 12:07 score.
Right.
That's pretty badass.
It is. I mean, it's a great point, Andy. And I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like sometimes the moms out there that show up every day when they have so much, this may be the only time that they have to just kind of relax, put a workout in. 1 hour a day they may get to relax and do something. And they spend it here at Krypton, and they're throwing down some impressive numbers here. Going into that, Georgie, who is this week number 1, 17.1's Spirit of the Games Award winner for week number 1?
So I think we already talked about him a little bit, and I'd like to give him the award this week. Is Christian Jordan for putting up a time, finishing that workout above his years, and just all around impressive to watch.
Awesome. Well, guys, as we close the moments, and we're going to do this every single week, these episodes will be available right after we film them. We're filming this on a Wednesday. It'll be up on Thursdays or Wednesday nights or Thursdays, just depending. Make sure you guys pay close attention to the CrossFit Krypton Facebook page as well as the Big Red Express Facebook page. We'll post a link and all of that as well. Each week, Andy, you had something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Robbie.
Each week, we are going to have all 3 of us are going to make our predictions for the next week's workout. Putting you on the spot. If you haven't thought about it, now you know. 17.2. Before we head off, Andy, what do you think it's going to be?
Okay, before we get to that,
Yeah.
I have to put out one more Bravo.
Okay.
I got a Bravo Zulu or out to my favorite, my special person, and that's my wife, Lolita Kraft. I would be remiss if I didn't mention her score. She finished at 1930, so I got to put that out.
Very nice.
But my call for next week, I think, is going to be toes to bar and overhead squats. I think that's coming.
I like it.
I'm terrible at this. I just want to see a skill pop up, some higher level skill, whether it's handstand push up, muscle up, something like that.
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be, and mind me if I'm wrong, before 17.1, Dave Castro posted a picture of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you're from Krypton, you know the story behind why that title is special. He posted it again this week. I think it's going to be 16.4. I think a lot of deadlifts, especially now that the deadline has been pushed back a couple of days. People are redoing this workout multiple times. Their backs are going to be fried. I think Dave Castro just wants to kind of stir the pot a little bit. Let's get them starting off with a lot of deadlifts. 225, 55 of them. That's a good way to start. Andy, Georgie, any last words before we wrap things up?
There's one more member I'd like to mention because he inspired a lot of our members.
Yeah.
In 3 p.m. Ladies gave him a shout out and wanted me to mention Rob Trevino.
Okay.
As someone who's inspirational, his little son was there and just kept handing him the towel throughout the workout to watch him dry himself off. And he did this workout 3 times in 3 days.
Wow.
I don't know how possible.
Holy cow.
He improved 20 reps each time.
Wow.
So he just he just thought he could do better, and he kept doing it. And I think that's that's someone to look up to, and it's the kind of people we have here. It represents us well.
Awesome. Andy, any last words before we sign off for week 1?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Guys, for Andy Kraft and Georgie Brain, I'm Robbie Vogler. Stick tuned for more coverage, more footage of the 2017 CrossFit Open here at CrossFit Krypton. This has been your update show. We'll see you next week.